Hey guys, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this. This is the Chanel's La Base Tint, water tint. I'm going to be reviewing it. This is how the video is going to work. This is after, and you're going to see me wear something else but this whole video, I'm trying to think because I filmed my intro and outro and I couldn't remember what I was wearing because I'm filming so many videos. So anyway, what I'm going to do is you're going to see me apply it to one side of my face and you're going to see the other side of my face. So you can kind of see the difference of what it looks like when it's on versus the other side. Then I'm going to show a close-up so you can see what my skin looks like. I'm going to do the other side. Again, you're going to see a close-up of my face. And then when everything is all on, you're going to see a close-up of my face again. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's just get right into it. I already have my sunscreen on. I'm not wearing a primer. I'm going to show you what this looks like close up. We're going to talk about the brush. We're going to talk about all that. You're going to see application. I want you to see what my face looks like on one side with it and the other side without it. I'm going to show, like I said, I'm going to zoom you in. I really want you to see this foundation. I say foundation because I don't really consider this a foundation. I feel like it's more of a serum that's tinted. That's how I feel about this. So let me show you this close up. I want you to see what it looks like inside. And then you take the top off here and it's a pump. I also want to show you the brush. Now I have been using this and I need to clean it. So disregard that. But when you get the brush that it comes with, you have this little plastic sleeve that's for packaging. I would recommend keeping it just so your brush doesn't get all funny, especially if you're traveling with it. I just think it's a good idea to keep this little sleeve until I can figure out what to do. That's what I'm doing, and I would just recommend that. So you get this little brush here, and of course it has the Chanel on it. And I'm going to show you close up what this brush looks like. Again, I need to clean it, so just keep that in mind. But it's a nice brush. I'm going to show you on the back of my hand. It has nice movement in it. I'm really enjoying using this. Now I have used another brush. I have used this one. This is from It Cosmetics. They don't make this one anymore. This was like a blinged out one that they had at Christmas time, but it's a nice one. I like this because it's soft too. You know what I mean? It's not like one of those flat kabuki brushes. I just don't like using those. I think something like this would work really nicely as well. So I'm going to apply it. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to give you guys some tips on application because I've seen some reviews on this. I was not going to purchase this and I just kind of went back and forth whether I wanted to. So I did watch reviews. I usually don't do that because I don't know, I just don't like to watch reviews on something that I'm planning on using, but I didn't know if I was going to use it, so I did watch reviews. One thing that I saw a lot of people do, and I think this is a big mistake, is I have seen people put this on the back of their hand, then they take the brush and then they put it on their face. And the thing about that is you're wasting product. You're putting it on the back of your hand. Most of it's going to stay there and you're not going to get it on your face. For $65, you don't want to waste product. What you want to do is you want to apply it to the brush, which I am going to show you, and I'm going to show you the product on the brush close up. Then what I'm going to do, and you'll see me do this, is I'm going to put it on here and then I'm going to dab it where I want it, and then I'm going to blend it in. If you've been watching me, that's pretty much how I put my foundation on. Any foundation, that's how I apply it. This is really important that you do this because as it hits your face, it will burst and disperse. So where you put it is where, you know, you can blend it out, but I'm just saying as soon as it hits the skin, it kind of melds in with your skin. That's what this does. So it kind of, like I said, it will burst the color capsules. I'm probably not even saying that right, but that's what happens. You as soon as you put on your face, you start blending it out. Otherwise, you're just wasting it. Another thing, you do not need to use more than 2 pumps on your face. You don't. This is not going to be a full coverage. So if you are looking to cover everything up and you're doing you're using this and then you're using more, then this is not the foundation for you, or foundation. It really isn't, because this is just going to soften any flaws that you have, but you're still going to see them. So if you don't want to see any flaws, then you are not going to like this, because you really do not need to have more than a pump on each side. Let me show you how to do this. So you just do a pump like this. And I want to get close to the camera so you can see the product and see what it looks like. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on my, and you can see it. You could probably see it in the monitor. And then I'm going to start to rub it in. I even get it on the side of my nose. And I do not put it under my eyes. I still use a concealer for that. And anywhere that I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, like I have this little thing right here that I was picking at something which I shouldn't have been, I'm going to put a concealer on that. Or actually I might even use my mineral powder concealer on that. So you can probably see on the monitor, you can still see my redness. I'm going to show you close up, but you can still see my redness, but it looks a little softer on this side compared to that side. And I'm going to zoom you in so you can see. Okay, so you can still see my redness here, and you can see the redness on the other side, but I think that this side looks a little bit softer and the other side isn't. It's almost like kind of like putting a filter on your face. You can see how adding just that little bit covers. I think it does a really good job of covering. Like I said, if you want, this is great if you want a no makeup look. It's great for the summertime. It's great for a vacation. It's great for any time. But I really think that it does a good job. And if you don't like this and you want to add another coat, this isn't the foundation, because it just isn't for you. It's not going to work. It's interesting because this looks so dark in here, but then when you put it on, it doesn't look dark. It's really weird. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm wearing the shade Light. This does not come in a lot of shades. I think it has 6 different shades. I will link that above here when I'm editing, and I'll have pictures of everything. I feel like I'm really close now. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to one pump. Just going to apply it. See, as soon as it hits your skin, you can see the color. I'll put it on that little area, but it's not going to cover it too much. But it did slightly. See how it kind of slightly covered that a little bit? Now, what I like about this too is I have some dryness. Right here I have dryness. I always have a patch of dryness there. I've had that before Retin-A, but I get a lot of this down here because of my Retin-A. And this is, you're not going to see your dry patchy skin, which I love. You know, there's some foundations you put on when you have that and it actually makes it look worse. This is not like that. Now I tried this as a primer under a foundation. I didn't feel like it did anything. I think I wouldn't get this. If you were thinking of using this as a primer, I wouldn't do it. I don't think it really does anything. I think it really, I know that they say you could use it for that, but really I think it works best if you just want to do it like a no makeup look. So I'm going to get close up again because I want you to see my whole face. So I still have to do, you know, under eye concealer and everything. You can still see redness and everything on my face. I'm not going to get all of my makeup on camera. I'm going to do some things up because that's not what this video is about. But I'm just going to go ahead and do my concealer and at least powder. Now, I definitely would recommend powdering this if you have oily skin. I would definitely recommend powdering this. It's really hot here right now and this holds up pretty good on me, but when it's really, really, really hot, by the end of the day, I have to start blotting this. But the nice thing is it doesn't look like, you know how your makeup looks at the end of the day, if it's hot and humid, it's kind of like, you know, you can kind of see. This isn't like that. It wears down really nicely. So really, I feel like this is more of like having a filter in a way, I guess. And it just makes your skin look even better to me. I'm gonna use a little bit more concealer on this side. I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of this because it's so red. But one thing when you're covering up, I know it's not part of this video, but one thing when you're covering up something, you don't want to cover it up too much because it starts to looking like you're covering it up, and it just makes it more obvious. So I don't like to overdo it. If you see a little redness, it just is what it is. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my color corrector. This is from Color Science. And I'm just going to go in here by my scar, and I'll do a little bit right here. I'll do a little bit on my nose here because I only put a little bit of that stuff on the side. I'll do a little bit here because you can see some of that redness there. Now I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magic Powder, and it's in the color Fair Medium, and I like that it says pale. Yeah, that's probably me. I'm going to take my brush here, and like I said, if you have oily or combo skin, I definitely would recommend powdering because as the day goes on, it's going to start to get dewy. Especially in the summertime here, it just is. So that is what I look like before I put my bronzer on, before I put my blush on. That's what I look like. I think it looks pretty good. I really do. So I'm going to show you close up again. So even with powder on, it doesn't look all cakey or whatever. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup. I'm going to fix my hair. And I will be right back and I will give you my final thoughts on this, whether it's worth it, do I love it, do I not love it. I'm gonna let you know. You can see I have a little bit of a dewy look, but it's not oily and greasy. Now, if it was really hot outside, like when we were in Sanibel, I had a lot more oil, and I will talk about that when I wrap up the video, but I just wanted you to see what it looks like after I've been outside in the heat and humidity here. It's like 92, I think, today. So I wanted you to see what my skin looked like several hours later wearing this foundation. And hopefully you guys can see. And I have a little boo-boo there. We're going to ignore it, but you can see that, I mean, this isn't going to cover it up, but I used, you know, that little bit of my mineral powder to touch that up. But I'm looking at myself in the mirror and you can see I have a nice shine, but it's not greasy, oily. There's a difference between a dewy look and a greasy look. So let's wrap this up. I really did not want to like this, but I love it. I really, really do. So this is probably, I'm filming a lot of videos right now. So you saw that little check-in that I did. I inserted that in the video. And this is probably about an hour and a half since I put this on. So this is what it looks like. I haven't been outside yet with the humidity. But you could see it's starting to kick up a little bit of a shine there, which is normal for me because I have oily skin. Now, if it's really, really hot and humid, I mean really hot, if I'm outside and sweating, I mean, of course my face is going to get shinier, but that happens with anything that I put on my face. There is nothing that I wear, even my Holy Grail. I love this one, but it will, you know, it'll get shiny on me, really shiny if it's really, really hot and humid. There's nothing that I'm going to put on my face. There is not one. If you have combo skin, if you have oily skin, there's not a foundation out there that is going to be 100%. You're not going to have oily skin. And I don't mind having some oily skin, but when it's really, really hot and humid, like it's gonna creep more. There's nothing I can do about that. I can put on different primers, I can put on layers of powder and layering up my face, but at my age, I really don't want to do that. It might look okay in front of a camera, under lights. It might look okay in a photograph, but in real life, everyday life, I'm with a walk around like I have tons of makeup on, and that's not what I want. I want it to feel good on my face. I want it to look fresh. If somebody sees me, I don't want it to look like, oh my gosh, I have makeup melting off my face. You know what I mean? It's gonna get oily, but it's not gonna look like I have cake face or like wax face or whatever. You know what I mean? So I really love this. I think it's for any skin type. I really do. I think you can wear it if you have any skin type. But the key, like I said, is not to use too much. You really don't need to use more than a pump on each side of your face, and apply it with the brush it came with. Apply it with a brush that's like the one that I was sharing, like this kind of a brush where it's kind of some movement. See how it's got some movement in there, so that it'll spread it around really good. You don't want anything too stiff. I almost feel like this is maybe slightly kind of stiff, like this is even a better brush, but this is still a nice brush that it comes with. But if you have a brush like this, I think it's even better. I wouldn't use a sponge because I don't think it's gonna spread as well, and you have to work fast at it because it dries really quickly to me. It's gonna look matte on your face, but as you are wearing it, it's gonna get dewy. So if you have oily and combo skin, make sure that you are lightly powdering it. And as the day goes on, two things you can do. One, and I've shared this before, you can get some kind of a sponge. I'm sorry, mine looks gross because I've been using it, but you can get a sponge like this, keep it in your bag, but make sure it's not, you know, sealed up. Like this is the case that I have. Okay, I got this a couple years ago. It's a netting. You could probably find something on eBay or something even, but you just want to make sure that it can breathe, because you don't want it to get all moldy and gross in your bag. And make sure that you are keeping it clean too. Every time you are out with it, bring it home, clean it, and then when you go out, you can take it with. And then when you're out, you can just take it out, go in a bathroom somewhere, squeeze the excess water off, and just go in there and just blot it out with your hair. I'll just do a little bit down here because I'm like a little shiny. That's all you do. That's it. Or you can take a tissue and blot it. But you don't want to keep on powdering your face. The only powder I use, if I really need to, is I will use my SPF powder from Color Science. I will use that. I have a bronzer that has an SPF powder too. It's my Chanel. I don't have it in front of me. And I will use that lightly if I need to touch it up. But I usually, if I'm in the sun, I wear a hat that has SPF in it, so I feel like I'm protected with that. And the sunscreen I already have on. But if you're really, you know, in the sun, you just have to be really, really careful with your skin. I don't have any bronzer on yet either. I am wearing a blush that I'm sharing in another video. I'm wearing eyeshadows, another review that I'm sharing in another video that you'll hear soon. A lip color, same thing, another video. But yes, I definitely really, really love this. Would recommend it if you can do it. I'm going to be reviewing some other foundations that I have that I've been testing out as well. But I really like this, you guys. So this could be something you can wear every day, or if you don't, because it's kind of on the expensive side, you can just kind of, you know, wear it when you just want a really fresh, light look. But again, if you get this, just know that you're going to see your imperfections. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see my face again too, okay? But you're going to see your imperfections, and you don't want to use more than a pump on each side, because if you do, I just feel like this isn't for you, because that's not what this is for. It's not supposed to cover all of your skin, in my opinion. Something like this that's not what it's intent for. And I've used this, how many times? I've used this for, let's see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is the 6th day that I'm using it. So I've almost used this for a week now, and I'm looking at where it's at, and I haven't used a ton of product. It doesn't look like it to me. I don't think I've used I can't tell. I guess I should have really looked at it when I took it out, but I don't think I've used a ton of product. But it's because I'm not using more than a pump. If you're using more than a pump on each side, like if you're doing 4 pumps, you're gonna go through this like crazy. And it's not what it's meant for. I can't stress that enough. I would go and use something like this then, because this is really nice too. I still love this foundation. This is really, really nice. This is just gives you more of a youthful glowy, dewy look in my opinion. So if that's what you want, if you're more of a natural person, you just want your skin to look a little bit better, even though you have flaws, but it just kind of filters a little bit, that's what this is going to do, and you're going to love it. So let me show you my skin close up again. Hopefully you can see, hopefully I'm not blurry. That's what it looks like. And like I said, I don't have any I don't have any bronzer or anything like that on, but I just wanted you to kind of see what my skin looks like. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that this was helpful to you. Like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I would. I thought I was just gimmicky. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I really, really do. And I've been testing it back and forth. I go back and forth on it. The only time I've had when it's really, really hot, then it really gets oily, but that would happen with any it doesn't matter what foundation it is. When it's hot, you're gonna sweat, and it's, you know what I'm saying? So you just have to know that, but otherwise, I absolutely love this. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that it was helpful and informative. Please make sure you give this a thumbs up, share. Sharing is caring, as they say. I would really appreciate it if you would share. Thank you for doing that. And always thank you so much for spending time with me and hanging out with me, watching my videos. Your continued support means so much to me, so I really, really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you, I'd be sitting here talking to myself. So I'm glad I have somebody to talk to about makeup. So that is it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all real soon.